Hi everyone, this is Roman with Boost My Brand, and today I'm going to talk to you about getting leads for free with a little bit of hard work. Stay tuned. So I've been doing the digital marketing game since the Yellow Pages. We were looking through the Yellow Pages for anyone who had those full page ads because we knew that the full page ads were spending upwards of $100,000 per year. So at the time we were trying to change them to paid ads. But good luck trying to tell people who have been doing Yellow Pages their whole life that they should get on this thing called Google. So now, actually, times have gotten, I want to say easier, but also harder at the same time. You have way more competition. Now you have marketers left and right who are calling, cold emailing. So in a way, it's gotten harder, but you actually don't have that type of intellectual gap that you had before, where you really even had to explain why it's of value. Now you just have to prove that you're valuable. So now time has come where if you're starting a digital marketing agency or you've been in it for a while and you want leads, it's all about how much you can give away, and it's all about how much you can acquire the person's information. So here are 4 steps in getting really great qualitative leads for your digital marketing business. All right, so step 1, pick Crunchbase or LinkedIn based on your budget. If you have the $500 per year to spend on Crunchbase, I recommend it. But if you don't, LinkedIn is also a good option. Go on Fiverr and find someone who's going to be looking for emails and contacts, who has a software which they use all the time. They charge $5, but then they can also charge maybe 20 for 100 of those contacts, which I think is a better amount to work with. So pretty much all you're spending in this campaign is that $20 to be able to get those emails. In this step, you want to make sure that you know who you're targeting, the criteria. So let's say you want to go after companies who make $2 million in revenue up to $10 million in revenue per year. So then you're going to specify that for the Fiverr person, and you're going to use it for LinkedIn, or you're going to use it for Crunchbase. If it's Crunchbase, you need to export that list first, that CSV, with their criteria, so they already have that filter. With LinkedIn, you can actually ask the Fiverr person to do this, and they'll get it done. So someone who heavily influenced this latest test that I did was Neil Patel. He talked about going after people who just recently got funded. So in their pre-seed, seed, or even Series A, let's say 2 million to 10 million in funding range, because you know that they have money to spend. He also mentioned to email the investor as well as the founder. For me, that this hasn't been working. I think it's actually been kind of pissing people off, but you can try that. So I've tried that a few times. I think just reaching out to the founder and continuously reaching out to them is good. And being able to formulate the email in a very personable way. So I'll talk about that in the next steps. So subject line should be something that tells your story right away. And usually I go with, what is your best asset? So in this one, I wrote that I've worked with Verizon, Apple, and Netflix. This captures their attention, and honestly, this is the reason that I get such a high open rate. They get into the email, and then I have to tell them exactly what I'm talking about right away, or they are not interested. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank actually went through a cold email process, and he said that if you can't get your point across in the first 2-3 sentences, that's it, you're done. So I actually tried giving a full-on analysis, giving so much value up front, and let me tell you, nobody went past the first 2 lines. So I try to say right away, listen, no BS, I'm trying to give you this service. Do you want value? Really, in short. So the second step that's really important is using an email platform. You don't want to be sending emails manually one after another. And if you're a seasoned marketer, I don't really need to tell you this, but if you're not, and some platforms you're looking for, I usually go with HubSpot, MailChimp, the 101s, but I do like Mixmax. Mixmax is actually pretty good if you're trying not to spend any money. For any of you bootstrapping, you can do sequences and campaigns. I think they give you 5 for free, and if you email your friends to use it too, they give you even more. So I highly recommend using that, and it's pretty simple to create variables in your emails. I try to stick with one variable. I try to say, hey, name, and that's it. I don't really go into the last name. I don't really try to get into their company. I noticed that really if you just keep it personal and if you keep it short, you get a pretty good response rate. So honestly, don't overcomplicate it. I have overcomplicated in the past. I used to give analysis to everyone. I thought that I should be giving them the lowdown on what are they doing wrong right away, and I learned the hard way that people aren't interested unless you capture their attention first. So the third step is actually setting up the email blast and when it's supposed to go out. I recommend Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I've tried Mondays, I've tried Sundays, I've honestly tried every day. So I can't tell you that there's any correct day to do it. Maybe you'll get a better response rate depending on your offer on Monday. So, but if you're just starting out and you don't have any data to go off with, do Tuesday morning. If you're going after founders, do Thursday morning because it's not quite the weekend yet. People are still tapped in. They're looking to get some value from their work. And make sure that it goes out. Another thing that's really important, which I've gotten in trouble for, is sending too many emails at once. Google actually, and Gmail actually blocks you. If you're going to be using Gmail, they set a cap on you and they really look for those spam filters. So make sure that you're monitoring it, right? If it's just coming out, if it's your first, second blast, make sure you're there and you're watching it. If it's 7 a.m. on a Thursday, make sure you're awake and you're watching that, because I've had Gmail block me before. At first, they start with blocking the emails and then they block your account in total. So if you could stop the block early from happening, I highly recommend doing it. So the fourth and the final step is reviewing. You want to review your own data as much as possible. I mean, you can listen to me, you can listen to any other expert, and they're going to tell you that you got to do it this and this way, and then X and Y and Z will give you these kind of results. But the only way that you'll ever know success is if you keep looking at your own open rates and your own click-through rates and your own response rates. And you collect this data, and then this is how you build up. So let me run you through the campaigns that I recently did. It was about a 900 outreach campaign, but I split it up into 100 outreaches at one time. My success rate was actually anywhere between 70 to 100% open rate. I have good open rate. I don't know what to tell you. Follow my video, follow my content, and you'll be able to do it too. But instead of just shamelessly plugging myself, let me tell you a little bit more. So I would get a little bit of a less response rate, maybe 3 to 5%. So based on those numbers, I would just amplify. Let's say 100, I was getting a 100% open rate, but 3 to 5% response rate. That I would do that about 5 more times to get a little bit more data, reconstruct my email accordingly, and then continue to do these blasts. Actually, what I was doing was I was offering audits in order to get people to sign up with me or to work with me. So I had in total about 20 different audits that I was able to do, which means 20 prospective clients. Doing an audit would be a whole other thing, so I'll probably make a video on that. Stay tuned for that. My conclusion to all of my rant is there's ways to get leads. If you're a marketing agency, whether you're just starting out or you're like me that goes in and out of trying to get leads and you're really not trying to spend a lot of ad dollars because those leads don't always even equal to results. If you want good quality leads, you want to target companies that do make millions of dollars in revenue, I recommend this technique. You could use it with LinkedIn as well. So you could be going after marketing directors. Make sure that you construct your email accordingly, and just test. You know, I did it this way. Doesn't mean that that's how it's going to work for you, but you could take this framework, use 80% of it, and then that 20% of it that you figure out, make sure that you do it that way, and then comment for me, email to me, let me know how you did it so I could try it too. That's what this whole community is about, right? Let's all work together and sing Kumbaya. But in all seriousness, if you enjoy this content, subscribe, and I'll be looking forward to chatting on this some more.